Hello everybody. Welcome to my channel. I'm Jon Binnie. I'm your professional, spiritual and psychic mentor. I live here in Scotland, and it's an honor to serve you through predictions, channeled messages from Mother Gaia, my spirit guides, the sun, the moon, and beings from across this universe to support you on your journey and dance through life and your awakening journeys, and also to answer some of your questions. So just below me here, I have my laptop, and you guys have all been very generously submitting questions for me to answer in these videos. If you're new to my channel, welcome! Thank you so much for joining, and it's so lovely to see continued growth in my channel. And please do check out my other predictions videos. You'll see they're on a playlist within the homepage of my YouTube channel. And then you'll also see somewhere on the corners of this video towards the end, you'll see the link to the playlist. You can also book me for one-to-one sessions. I have availability, currently have availability in January for one-to-one sessions. So I offer a whole range of services: quantum psychic readings, clearings, healings, past life healings, hidden witch wounds, helping remove negative entities and energies, even exorcisms. So there's lots of different services. And also, more recently, I've created services to support you in business mentoring. I call it heart-aligned business mentoring. So it's an honor for me to both show those on my website and, of course, for you guys to book with me and for me to serve you through those services also. So let's see what's coming up. Now, before we actually connect with any beings and start asking them for advice and answers to messages, and this includes you all receiving messages and energy from me. Yes, you can tell I'm excited. My heart feels open. I feel energized for today's video. And even more importantly than those things, and even more importantly than my love and my intention to serve you, is creating a safe space. So clear, clean, a lovely ethical space within which we can safely operate and work together, both me sending and you guys receiving. So let's go ahead and create the safe space. And to do so, we'll take a deep breath in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out what no longer serves, our highest good, nice and loud. Breathe in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out any fear, shame, anxiety, or pain, nice and loud. And breathe in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out any remaining low vibration energy or emotion that no longer serves you, nice and loud. And continue to breathe deeply and calmly as it feels right for you. Focus your attention now on the very center of your heart, where your golden divine spark of your soul enters your human form. And from the center of your heart, extend the cord of light up through the top of your head, up into the sky and up into the stars, all the way up to the highest frequencies and dimensions of this universe until you reach the highest dimension of the source of love of this universe, and there connect in your light cord into the highest dimension of source. Remain connected into source and extend your light cord down to the stars and sky, back down to the top of your head and into your heart once more. And now from the center of your heart, this time, extend a cord of light downwards through the base of your spine and deep into the earth, all the way down through the layers of the planet, going deeper and deeper until you reach the very core of Mother Earth. And there, connect in your light cord into Mother Gaia's crystalline heart. Remain connected into Gaia's heart as we send her so much love and gratitude at this time. Allow her to send her love back. Remain connected into Gaia's heart and extend your light cord back up through the layers of the planet, up through the root of your spine and into your heart once more. Now together with the light of source above and Mother Gaia below and your own light, expand out a golden bubble of protective light from the center of your heart to about 2 meters out to each side, above and below, in front and behind you. And set the intention that only energies and entities with your permission, with your highest good love and compassion, can see you, access you, or exist within this space or within you, and that all other energies and entities must leave immediately. Into your safe space, invite in your guides, your higher self, your ancestors, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Source, and Gaia, and ask for their guidance, clearing, healing, protection, and assistance with the integration of today's messages. And now, through space and time, I create a golden protective bubble around all of us in this video that are participating with this video across space and time. And I set the intention that only energies and entities with my permission and our highest good, the love and compassion of all, can see us, access us, or exist within this session space or within us, and that all other energies and entities must leave immediately. Inviting in my spirit guides, my higher self, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Source, and Gaia, the Sun, Sol, Luna, the Moon. And we ask at this time for assistance with the predictions, messages that are coming up that will help us over the coming 3 months or longer. And also to connect in with messages from Gaia, from my spirit guides, from the other beautiful beings that I've named and invited into this space, and also support with answering your questions. Okay, I'm just finishing off a tiny little bit of coffee. And I'm remembering to mute myself as I drink most of the time. Okay, so as often happens with my client sessions, even in that time during the safe space setup, as I invite these beings in, I often get quite a few messages, and at very least I'll get some guidance towards like, who should I talk to next? What should we do? Because through these videos, I've explored a whole range of different structures, and where a lot of us are very excited, I can see it from your questions as well, a lot of us are very excited about 3i Atlas, the C 2020 C R2 2025 or 2025 R2 Swan, lots of different objects, bringing increased awareness to interstellar objects that are coming into our solar system and also near Earth and near other planets. And there's that feeling, and my higher self wanted me to express a bit about this, is that if you watch the previous videos I've done on this subject, especially with 3i Atlas, there's something about the energy of it that is deeply exciting and curious. Yes, there's a mix of fear in what's being shown and reported about it, of fear energy in that. And yet there's also, and I'm not going to name the YouTube channels or people that are propagating that. It's not helpful. Yet there's also the overwhelming, this overarching feeling. So the most dominant emotion is one of excitement and anticipation and curiosity and discovery and magic. And I often use the term magic to describe this like childlike, unexplained mystery aspect to this phenomena. And, I can go into lots of depth about giving you answers about what it is and what exists. And I love doing that too. My higher self is really guiding us to remember that feeling, that childlike feeling of exploration and discovery. This is the most exciting for humanity, because this is a feeling that helps awaken our hearts. It helps open our hearts. And as we heard in previous videos, that's one of the primary objectives of 3i Atlas, is to come into our solar system and help ignite our hearts. And what's funny is I was on Linda G's show on Wednesday night. A shout out to Linda G and her. If you found me through Linda, welcome. And she's also coming on my channel. She'll be on a live stream on the 9th of October. So keep a lookout for that. It's already shared on my live section of my YouTube page. So yeah, the exciting thing is that in that episode, the podcast did with Linda, I touched on a little bit about how Galactic Federation ships, for example, and many other ships from around the universe, so these are spaceships, they're holding back, they're holding their distance. Many of them are on the outside of our galaxy. The outside of our galaxy is seen as energetically a safe enough distance, and there's a kind of the word my mantis guide Marita was using yesterday with me was the word treaty. I'm not sure how accurate that translates to the English term, or our understanding of a treaty. But there's certainly an agreement, like a multi-species, multi-extraterrestrial race agreement that as many as possible of these ships will maintain their maintain their distance from Earth. Why? Is because the closer they bring their conscious awareness, the more it affects us. So we know this even in modern quantum physics, that consciousness changes, like the energy of the observer changes the outcome of experiments. This is how our reality really works. And so they don't want to come too close, right? Now, there are some ships that have some exceptions to that, and it includes one of the Galactic Federation ships I work with the most. I work with a few of them, and certainly the one I'm consciously most aware of is the Galactic Federation ship Athena, and she is in Earth's orbit most of the time, and I have physically seen her with these first two eyes, not just my third eye, just a few years ago, up close and personal. It's just huge and beautiful. What I heard is that the reason that, so you might see where I'm going with this. How did 3i Atlas make it in here? If it's a ship, how did it get into a kind of, is it unauthorized? Did it make its way in? And in part, this is Marita, my mantis guide, was saying, is that it is a bit rogue in this respect, in that it is, you describe it as a ship, a spaceship that's been kind of set free. It's served its time as a ship. It's served its time and beings that have been aboard it, and it's been set free to wander and roam the universe for the rest of its existence. The ship, 3i Atlas itself, is, and we heard a name for it, right, in previous videos. Was it Ushella? Uchella? Ushella? Ushella is the consciousness of the ship. And so she's kind of doing what she wants, right? And, it's easy. It's often easy for us to just draw our very dualistic perspectives of anything, especially something that's unknown. And we ask ourselves, are they good or bad? Are they good or evil? Are they angels or demons? And the reality is, everything just is. Everything is just on a whole frequency range from dark to light and everything in between. And my mantis guide, Marita, now, because I'm just asking for a bit more clarity, she's saying, there's this kind of rogue aspect, this kind of playful aspect to it as well. One of the roles that 3i Atlas has accepted is to, stir things up in our scientific communities and to stir things up in our hearts. And it's that feeling. It doesn't matter about the experiments and the papers and the reports and the discoveries and the James Webb Telescope and all these things. It's about the feeling, and it's up, this feeling, this emotion in our hearts is much more up towards the top, this joy, happiness, discovery, all those emotions I was just talking about. So I really love that. And I love that there's this, it almost feels like all of the beings across the universe have agreed not to come and interfere with Earth's transformation and the purging of what no longer serves us and the ascension of the human race, where we open our hearts and raise our vibrations. And yet there's someone, it's like the little kid is still running up into the film sets, into the movie set, and like saying, "Hey, look at me, let's have fun with this." And that's really cool. It's like, it feels it feels very much how this universe would behave. Nothing is everything is simple, but nothing is kind of uniform and as structured as you might desire as a human. There's always chaos and excitement, magic and discovery, which is one of the reasons why I love our reality so much. Okay, so let me ask Mother Gaia, because there's been, if I kind of replay some of the themes now. Please forgive me if I'm getting some of the not remembering dates, right? Because I don't write these dates down that I predict. So I'm predominantly going with the energy. They may also shift a little bit, right? And I was aware that, if you were to ask me for the same prediction every day, you'd probably get like, what's it called? When you draw a line chart like this, like a line graph, but you do these plots. What's it called? It's like a kind of scatter. I'll remember these. But you can also get like intervals. It's almost like a range, and that constantly changes each day. So do please very much take dates and as guidance, knowing that at that time I was doing my very best that it came up with it to predict. And so I feel like that's another reason why I do these videos regularly. I don't just do one. Jon Binnie's prediction for humanity for the next 1,000 years. And if you want to find out my prediction for the next 1,000 years, please look at the video I shared on Wednesday when I spoke to 1,000-year-old trees and channeled their messages and predictions. So let's connect in with a little bit of context from Mother Gaia about what's coming up. So we could start with a summary, please, Mother Gaia. What's coming up for us in the next 3 to 6 months? And she's correcting me, saying it is actually more than 6 months. So just a few days, more than 6 months. So this is all the way up to the spring 2026. She's saying September's not done yet. There's still a couple of surprises for us to be aware of. Some is earthquake activity. I'm shown this is around Southern Europe. Not to the scale. It's not the scale. It's not the magnitude that's surprising. It's the locations that are surprising to us. I'm hearing France and Italy being shaken, but no real collateral damage, if you like. I mean that not just people, it's a horrible term, like collateral damage. No damage to, just call it what it is, no damage to people or property, no significant damage. Like it's something like around a 3 to 4 magnitude. Okay. And she's saying, paying attention into October. She said there's a continued building of energy getting ready for release. She's saying October 26th off the west coast of the UK and Ireland, seeing earthquake activity. Into November, seeing an increase in storms, some supercells forming. She said we will see some before then. She was so northeast through to west, like reaching across, coming in from the Atlantic and reaching across the North America, northeast to west. But by the time it hits land, like it might be a scary thing to witness, but as it hits land, it really dies down. It really subdues. And there is some intervention there. she's saying Christmas. I've got a feeling that Linda and I touched on this on Wednesday. I'm just going to turn my heater down. When we did a show on Wednesday, that by the end of the year, she was just saying, Gaia is saying, look out for the world leader changes in world leaders, changes in roles. And this feels like it's like that surprise feeling you get during, it's somewhere between Thanksgiving and Christmas, like that period. It's a couple of weeks, right? Well, it depends when you celebrate your Thanksgiving. And we don't celebrate it here in the UK. And it's really interesting getting Gaia's perspective, because she's describing this warmongering feeling. You can feel it now, the energy of that, right? Trying to convince us all to be scared of each other, trying to convince us all that we're all out to kill each other as humans. And yet really it's the world. So imagine looking at a chessboard, seeing all the chess pieces, making their moves and preparing themselves and getting ready for fighting each other. And yet it's not actually the chess pieces that are at war with each other. It's the humans that are playing chess, right? That are moving the pawns around, that are moving the different chess pieces around, are engaging, making them engage with battle. It's not the people that are fighting each other. Like, we're not actually, I don't know about you guys, right? I'm not going out to seek other people around the world to have a fight with, right? It's not that. It's the other way around. It's the world leaders pushing us into these battles with each other. And that energy seems to escalate into January. This feeling of, it does feel that 3i Atlas as one example of one of the interstellar objects, because we heard December 21st, right? Is that right? I think that's right. And I've heard more recently that December 21st, there's this, because some of you had said, is that the, I'm going to forget what this is now. Is it the winter solstice? I'm just not good with these things. And I'm sure I get lots of comments about it. So I always feel free to help educate me. Is that Gaia is saying that people's hearts are opening. So he's kind of triggering in a positive way, our hearts to go, whoa, look at this. Reality is so much more different and so much more expansive and beautiful than we realized. And then these kind of last-ditched attempts of our world leaders to go, yeah, but let's all have a fight with each other. We're like, no, it's like, this feels amazing. And so what happens is at the turn of the year, that we enter this phase of no, why would we fight each other? Why would we, seek out to war with each other when we've got loving, open hearts towards each other? We're all just part of the same family, part of the same human race. We all have loved ones. We'll have mothers and fathers, dead or alive. We all have friends and family, dead or alive. We all want to love. And yes, we're all on a frequency of dark to light and everything in between. And all of us, including me, that's why I wear dark t-shirts a lot of the time and have white backgrounds, is to celebrate the contrast of me. This is all me. I'm not just pretending, I'm Jon Binnie, I'm all love and light, because I'm not, right? I'm a balance of, just like every human, I'm a harmony, or always seeking harmony of all aspects of me. And this is what Gaia is getting really excited about, is because she said that shift happens into the early weeks and months of 2026. And so what seems to happen is much more of a revolution of our consciousness into the spring. So as the spring arrives, and some of it is the spring of the northern hemisphere, going, yay, we're getting ready for spring and summer again. And that feeling of, what? We just don't need to put up with this nonsense anymore. Plus, and I've not, I'm getting excited about this one because this is a new thing that's coming in for me just now as we speak, feeling this in my heart, is this prospect of ET intervention. Again, it was a subject I touched on with Linda on Wednesday. And that is that, And if you're interested in that video, just go to the playlist. It's one of the first playlists on my homepage, so it'll be there near the top. And it's a video on her channel, or you can just look up her channel. What the ET intervention, this has been happening for decades. When nuclear silos have been missile silos have been deactivated by UFOs, and a lot of it been tried to cover up. The reality of these interventions is they're much greater than this. And just before I ask, because I really want to ask about specifics, because I'm getting some little trickles of that now from one of my galactic guides called, he's a Lyran, his name is Emenshal. What I'm receiving is also this reminder that we all get a say in this planet. It might not feel like that. You might feel small and insignificant. You might just feel like you're just another human watching some other human. Hi, on YouTube. I promise I'm human. And receiving messages and receiving guidance and wondering, WTF, like what's happening in this world. But know that the irony is, and this is what those that oppose us don't want you to know, is that really you're the one that's in control. And it's because you have a big, beautiful heart. Why do you think I go to so much effort at the beginning of these videos to help protect our hearts? Because our clear intentions, our free will, these are universal rights. These are our laws of the universe that every being must either obey or suffer the karmic consequences. And so it might not feel like that. You might feel like literally they get away with everything, right, that's propagated against us. But know that every time we kind of just put up with what's going on and we just go, oh, well, nothing I can do type attitude, or, look at this government, look what they're doing to the country. Even you just saying, standing in your bedroom or like I'm in my music studio just now, just saying, no, just say, I see what you're doing. I don't agree. No, I don't agree with that. There's a couple of very triggering things that have come up. I'm not going to mention them yet in this video, but things that have come up in the UK that are exactly designed to trigger people, and they're like self-inflicted. Our country is doing it to ourselves, and we're like, you can say no. It's okay to say no, and it also doesn't matter if you're forced to do something, right? If someone physically forces you to do something, it's so different. That means the karmic price is on them, right? But if you just go, oh, well, they're going to force me to do it anyway, and so I'll just agree all the way through, then nothing happens, right? You're just agreeing. So if you wonder why extraterrestrials aren't always stepping in and, for example, turning up and censoring our mainstream media and saying, come on, guys, stop with the warmongering already. There's going to be no WWIII, just stop it. Like, stop kicking sand at each other from your sandpits. It's time to play nicely together. There's an absolute reality, because it's already happened, that extraterrestrials will intervene, because they have already intervened. Why are they allowed to intervene? Well, they can only, and this is by their own principles and their own understanding of the laws of the universe, they will only intervene if we ask. And that means you, you and me, right? So the next time you see something that's triggering for you or upsets you or fills you with fear, place your hand on your heart, and we could do this together right now, right? So you just choose the subject, the very thing that's at the top of your mind, the top of your heart this time, that you want some spirit guide and extraterrestrial intervention with, and just ask and say out loud, I do not accept what is being threatened or pushed against me at this time, against my will. I ask my spirit guides, the extraterrestrials of the highest good, love and compassion of all of this universe, to intervene and prevent this on my behalf, to help me execute my free will. And then just allow your heart just to open up and say thank you. So thank you so much for helping. It fills me with such joy and love. So you can say that out loud. Thank you for helping. It fills my heart with such joy and love. Always seal your asks and what you receive with gratitude at the end. Just like you beautiful souls so often leave me beautiful comments on my videos. It's this virtuous cycle of giving and receiving, and the gratitude is like this beautiful kind of cement that or envelope that wraps around the messages and the interactions that we have with each other. So thank you. So I was going to cut to the chase about, there seems to be a message coming through from my Lyran guide, Emin Shell, about extraterrestrial intervention into next year, and he's just stepping forwards. he says, John, he's using his, I love his voice, it's like a rar, rar, rar. And he's saying January the 17th, and then he's saying, John, I know you don't like the dates much because they're a very brittle human concept, but he says there's importance. All right, he's making me think about the numbers for a moment. What do those numbers mean to me? So in the UK format, date and month format, it would be day first, so 1701, so 1701, and the year 2026. And he's saying that there's this, he said, look for there's 8s in here. And he said, this requires a little bit of, the year 26, 2 plus 6 is 8. Not the 27, because that would take us to 9, but the 7 and the 1, so the 7 part of 27, and then the 1 is another 8. And then he says, the 2 is, there are 2 8s, so 7 plus 1 and 2 plus 6. So there are 2 infinity loops is what he's describing. So these 2 infinity loops of the 8. This is really cool. I must admit, I'm not good with numerology, but I love the feeling of numbers, and I love connecting in like this, like totally real time and haphazard. Like I have no idea what I'm going to be told here or what I'm going to be guided to. So this is a feeling of 2 cycles, 2 eternal cycles. He's saying clicking into place, so they solidify into our timelines. One cycle, so one of the eternal cycles for the 8 is the purging. So this is the releasing of what no longer serves us. And then that has already been in place. You may have noticed, right? There's a lot of fear, death, destruction going on in the world. He said that 8 is already in place. He said the 2nd comes online, and this is the permanence, the ever evolving. And he's showing me, just like I was talking about virtuous cycles and, kind of wheel of gratitude whenever you receive something or give something, express gratitude. It's just this really beautiful feeling of like cycling around and supporting these wonderful ascension aspects. And so as we go through our ascension journey, there's just this lovely feeling that it is now become, if you didn't already feel like this, because I felt this already, my Lyran guide, Emin Shell, says it's already become now, by 17th of January, it clicks into place and becomes inevitable. So just in case you're ever wondering. Now, the feeling is, he's saying to me, he said, John, you've known about this for several lifetimes. And it's true, I have known about Earth's ascension for several lifetimes. I remember him teaching me in previous lifetimes on Lyra, when I was a Lyran, very young, and he was like doing these whiteboard demonstrations, like showing on a wall, like all the things that will happen and the feelings of them. And he's saying to me, this is he's describing it as an inflection point. And it's where when this timeline locks in of our ascension, it's not just Jon Binnie's opinion of, oh, I knew it was going to happen. Now I still know it's happening. it becomes real. So you could describe this as a shift, right? A shift up into the fifth dimensional aspects of us, and fifth dimensional Earth is this wonderful like stepping up. It's really what triggers our opening hearts. So imagine that the feeling I have, I'm being shown of December 21st, is much more of a like big event. Wow, this was incredible. This is going to take humanity, a bit of time to get our heads around, and hearts start opening. And this is an increased rate of the number of hearts in the world that are opening up. And then what happens into the 27th of January 2026 is that there's this wonderful like acceptance of that. It's like a clicking into place. So you could describe it as a critical mass of enough of us opening our hearts. And don't worry, it doesn't take the whole world to open our hearts. It's actually quite a small percentage. Somewhere between, I've depending on when I've asked the question, anything between about 7% of our global population to 14%. I think the highest I've seen is about 30%. And we don't need to be fully opened. We don't need to be spiritual psychic mentors. Or we don't need to leave our day jobs or all these things. It's just that our hearts need to go through that first phase, that kind of cracking open out of fear and going, you know what? I don't need to tolerate you guys trying to play us as chess pieces all the time and trying to get us to war with each other all the time. I'm done with this game. I'm not playing chess anymore. I feel like you're going to comment on my video saying, I don't play chess anymore. Please do play chess. It's great fun. Just don't play chess with our lives. And so this shift happening in January 2027 is 27th of January 2026 is that it solidifies. It's like the no going back point. To be honest, a lot of this does not feel news to me, but it will be news to people whose hearts are closed right now. And you might be watching this and your heart might feel closed. You might feel in fear. You might be scared of the things I'm saying. You might feel, worried about some of the things I was saying about earthquake activity, purging. There's lots of trigger words. It's funny, my ears are just, both ears start ringing. But just a realization that it's okay for this to happen. It's okay. Our souls were absolutely aware of the dramatic changes that were going to happen on Earth, and we're living through it now. And to know that every time you see something triggering, we just had that lovely practice of ask for help. Acknowledge it, see it, feel it, observe it, and ask for help. Ask your guides, ask friends and family, share it with other people, not just to propagate the fear, but to say, I am scared of, and you can be scared of anything, spiders, the Hulk. I am not scared really of either. Well, maybe the Hulk, I don't know. I don't think it'd fit in this room. That might be scary. But yeah, just encouraging you to, really keep connected with your heart. And I usually save this to the end, and, it's a repeating pattern of me saying this. For over 850 of you have signed up for my free meditations. Many of you, like hundreds of people are telling me that it helps you. And what we do in that free 14-day meditation practice, you see the link on the homepage of my website, jonbinnie.com. It says Getting Started with Jon, or just go to the meditations page and you'll see 2 different 14-day spirit guide meditations that you can try yourself. These practices are absolutely designed to support you with nice, strong boundaries, opening up your heart, clearing your energy. And for me, including today and every day since my first big awakening in 2017, some 2s and 1s and a 7 there, is that, 2 times 8. There's the 2 8s, isn't there? Because 2017 is 1 plus 7 is 8, and then there's a 2 8. And then January 27, 1, 26 is also is 2 8s. So instead of just 2 and an 8, it's 2 and 2 8s. So yeah, these are absolutely revolutionary times, and we're all being invited to connect with our heart. And just before I move away from Gaia and start, depending on what your questions are, let me just see if there's any other messages from Gaia, Sol, the Sun, Luna. So I'm also aware I haven't done any channeling directly from them today. Oh, Sol, the Sun, wants to channel a message through me. Yes, please do. It's just a few words. Dear souls of Earth, grandchildren of Earth, imagine for a moment that all of what Jon says is true. Feel the truth of that in your heart. Each of you get to decide what is true for you, just as you get to decide whether you step outside each day and receive my energy of the sun. I'm here to support you, not destroy you. I'm working consciously with your mother, Mother Gaia, my daughter, and her child, her partner, Luna, the moon. Imagine that all of this is happening for purpose and reason, and feel the energy of that in your heart. This universe is not here to destroy you. It's here to support you and help you evolve. Yes, there are hard times, both in your past and in your present and future. And know that I'm with you always. Please, when you feel down and lost in the darkness, including the darkness within yourself, please take a moment to face the sun. Even if you're indoors, feel into where the sun might be in the sky, the sun, my body, and open your heart to receive the sun's energy. For I will always shine light and love into the deepest, darkest shadows of your heart to help burn them away and release them, helping you learn the lessons that you need to continue on your growth. I love you, always, Sol. Wow, thank you. I felt a bit like I've been babbling away for 40 minutes, and then Sol's beautiful energy comes into me, and it's just so few words and so much depth. Thank you, Sol. Okay, good news. I didn't just wander off. Right, let's go through some of your questions. Now, there's some beautiful, beautiful questions I got here on my laptop. And I'll also make some beep bop noises, in part to bring a little bit of humor to, we all need to laugh through these changes on Earth at this time. And also just to, mainly to have fun, really. Do you need a reason for fun? Okay, let's choose the first question. Beep bop, beep bop, beep bop, beep bop, beep bop, beep bop, beep. Okay. This is from Char Goldberg Clark. Hello, Char or Char. I've been having nonstop frequency for 2 months, along with left eye issues. Any clue, please? This was September 19th. I believe you have been along to our live streams, Char, and you're also, I think I was also answering a YouTube comment question from you. Yeah, these personal requests, please do ask them. Just come along to our Mondays and Thursdays live stream here on YouTube. You'll see that they are scheduled ahead of time on the live section of my website, live section of my YouTube channel. So just take a look there. I also send out reminders on the day, and you can post the new requests. You can also book a one-to-one session with me. And all I can say right now is that I too get frequencies. In fact, I'm having some right now. And from my experience, when I'm following my day-to-day practice, so my daily practice of protection and energy clearing, is that because I know and trust my strong boundaries, the frequencies, including the ones I'm getting in my ears right now, they're for my highest good, and that they're actually either ascension waves, messages inbound from my spirit guides, downloads from my soul, so upgrades I'm bringing in from other aspects of me into my body. And that you can also place your hand on your heart if you ever want to slow these down or stop them, because you said non-stop in capitals. Just place your left hand on your heart. Especially helpful just before you go to sleep at night, and say, Spirit guides, please give me a night off or a day or a week or whatever you choose the time frame to be. Please give me a night off these upgrades. Please give me a day off these upgrades and allow my body to rest and recover and integrate. Our spirit guides aren't God, right? Or our God, whatever you define your God to be. They're other beings, right? And they're not always like super clued up on what it's. Some of them haven't even been human. In fact, I'm not sure any of my guides have been human in previous lives. So often it's easy to get frustrated and say, look, I'm having challenges here. Please slow things down for me. Help me with my soul and higher self, the ascension waves that are flowing through the sun, and so much more. And with the left eye issues, that would be best dealt with one-to-one, such as, or in the live stream. So I hope that helps you, Shar. And I'm sure you have been asking. We've been helping, giving you home clearings. So I hope that helps you as well. Hope your home's doing well, as you've been requesting the live streams. Okay, let's choose the next one. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Okay, this one is from Lisa Learns 7. I love the 7s. And it says, Hi, John. I'm listening to you as I'm walking my dogs, and I find myself wondering, how do trees feel about my male dog peeing on them? It's a natural behavior, I know, but is Finn's energy offering welcomed or disrespectful? Love and thanks to you. Oh, I love this. Now, if you know my little Papillon Patch, he absolutely pees all the time, or scenting, should I say. So he's not neutered as well. So he's just, I call him like my meditation dog. So he's always making me stop and wait. Okay, so let's take a look. And just seeing if Gaia or one of our elementals, my earth elemental, Maya, is going to answer this. She says, yes, there's much, what Lisa Learns 7, there's an aspect of what you're touching on, which is really very powerful. And that is that the animal, in this case, our pets, when they pee against the tree, that energy, there's an interaction between the tree and the animal. It feels like a bit of there's a slight kind of like hug energy, like a kiss energy, which I really love. Like there's this beautiful like loving connection between the two. And then for the actual, because I feel some of what we're concerned about in the question is the actual urine itself, like what happens with that. And so Maya, my guide Maya, she says, encouraging first of all, it's absolutely fine, right? Like anything on earth, especially with humans involved, sometimes we get, we overload specific parts. And she was saying sometimes there's too many dogs peeing on the same tree. It's like a really high concentration, like an unnaturally high concentration. So she says, do encourage your dog to stop and sniff at other trees. And what this does is help balance some of that load. And it's a bit like, so far we've only really heard about a kind of kiss or a hug between the animal and the tree. And it feels like it's also really powerful to see that if that was a human, imagine there was a human standing there in the street and just every dog owner walked up and gave him a hug, it would get a bit tiring after a while. And instead it's nicer to spread it out more. And I was also shown that the energy release, that there is a grounding effect for dogs now. Dogs, cats, lots of animals, they have all their four paws on the ground a lot. So they're grounding a lot. Specifically with the scenting, it's also really helpful to release. So there's this releasing of like internal negative energy, like self-doubt, toxic energy, fear. A lot of it is released into the trees, and then the trees help ground it into earth, which feels lovely. It seems to be, it's a very natural way of, instead of this energy, if the pea was just on the surface, can't believe I'm saying all this, on the surface of the planet, then it would find it harder to get deeper down, and that's what the roots of the trees help with. At very least, the energy, if it's not all of the pea, the liquid itself. Wow, thank you for that. And I can actually hear Patches barking next door, so I'll just do one more question, and I think he's wanting his walk. So let's do one more question. It's a compromise. Okay, so let's. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. And it says from Angie Gutierrez, hello, Angie. Can you please ask a tree how many reincarnations it has had? They have contracts, right? Love what you're doing. Oh, thank you, Angie. So I'm not near a tree right now. Well, just planty McPlant face here. What I can do is just ask my spirit guide, Maya. So the first answer she's giving about reincarnations, she just says, not all trees have reincarnated, just like humans. Not all of us, some of us are new souls into the earth, and some of us, like me, have been around for thousands and thousands of lifetimes. And she just says, all are equal, all souls are equal, all beings are equal, and so it just depends on the experience. And she said, a lot of trees can live a very long time, as we know, thousands of years. Are there contracts? Yes, there are contracts. In fact, another way of describing the experiences trees have is a lot of them know the day they will die. And this includes when they'll be cut down by humans, like they're aware of that. So if you're ever looking at trees and wondering how do they get on with life, knowing that they're going to be killed, murdered by a human at some point, and yet they still choose to come to Earth and to serve us with beautiful oxygen and beautiful experiences of their love. I feel that's a really lovely energy to connect with, and great gratitude to give our trees. I hope that helps you. I'll ask more about individual trees when I'm next in the woods. I'm sure it won't be long. I've done a lot of videos in the woods, and you'll see I'm visiting woods the end of next week. I might do it during the week as well. Right, lots more questions. Please keep them coming in. Thank you so much. Just have a look at the top of the description of this video and also the pinned comment. In both the description and pinned comment, there's also a link to my homepage for donations. Previously, my homepage was broken for donations. I think the donate button worked, but the link at the very bottom page didn't work. Also, contact us didn't work. They're both now fixed. Thank you for reporting those issues. Also, the Higher Self Foundational Training that starts October 22nd is full. So keep an eye out. Sign up for my newsletter. I post that each week on I email it out, but it's also available on my YouTube channel posts. And I'll always share dates of upcoming courses. And please do come along to live streams, book me for my services, and help support my channel. It's all greatly appreciated to help me fund doing videos like this. So thank you so much. I will bring our session to an end, thanking our guides, our higher selves, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Source, and Gaia, and asking all of us to step outside of the session space as I close it down and return to Source. So never return here again. Please stay in your individual protected space for as long as you choose, and it serves your highest good. Get plenty of rest, drink plenty of water. And I look forward to, at some point here, I'll have like things up here, like maybe down there, it might be a link to my website. There could be a link to a video that's best for you. There could be a link to the playlist of all the predictions videos, and also subscribe, like, share, comment, all these things. Like, share, comment, whatever it says here. Thank you so much. Sending love. I love you.